Hey y'all, it's Kimberly with Twin Oaks Quail Farm. Today I am not talking about quail, I'm talking about rabbits. I volunteered myself to do this video just to give some information on what I know, what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what I don't like. I showed rabbits for many of years, so I hope this video really helps y'all out. I'm not here to step on anybody's toes. If you do the things that I mentioned in this video that I don't like, and I don't recommend, please do not take it personally. It's just the way I was raised and what I actually know about some of this stuff that I mentioned. And I'm sorry for the glare on my glasses. It's too hot to put in contact lenses. So, first off is cages. There is a variety of different cages you can get, whether it be something plastic, like something you would keep a guinea pig in, or a ferret in, or something in that category. That would more or less be for like inside rabbits, which I do have one. Uh, and then there's wire cages. You can build your own. You can order them offline. My dad, back when I was showing, built about 90% of ours. They are hanging wire cages with a drop-down box for my does. Now, the reasons why I use a drop-down box made into the wire cage is simply because the doe can see where she's stepping, she does not squish them, and you can see to get dead babies out. I am short, so it works better for me, not only me, but the rabbit. It does a lot better than wooden boxes. Wooden boxes, my experiences with them is not very good. The does cannot see where they're jumping in on, where they're jumping in at, so they would jump in on their babies and squish them. They would go to jump out of the box and it would flip over. They would move it around. So it's just, I don't like them. Feed. You want to feed a very good quality feed. When I was showing, I fed pen pals. That was the best feed and still is the best feed, in my opinion, that you can give any kind of animal, not only rabbits. The feed I feed now is Tucker Mills. It's a good feed. It's shiny. It's got a lot of protein, minerals, and vitamins, and everything that they need. If you want to switch feeds, make sure the current feed you are feeding, you take that white tag that's got all the percentages on it of fat, vitamins, nutrients, minerals, everything that's on that white tag. Compare it to the white tag on the new feed. If the new feed has got less than what you're feeding now, I don't recommend you move over to that feed. If you are wanting to move over to a feed, compare those white tags. Make sure the new feed has got more on it than the white tag off the feed that you are currently feeding. Now, you do not want to take them and put them from one feed to another, to another, to another. It is okay to switch feeds, but you don't want to take and put them on another feed just straightforward. You want to take about this much feed that you're currently feeding and this much new feed, and each day put less of the new feed, put less of the old feed and more of the new feed until you can get them over on it. Some rabbits, if you put them on it directly without kind of dividing it up a little bit, it will give them diarrhea, or they just might not like it as well. So mixing it, I have found, is really, really better to do. Treats. You can give your rabbits treats. You don't have to get them from Petco or PetSmart or anything in that category. You can give them baby carrots. Make sure they are raw and not cooked. You don't want to give them anything cooked. Sorry, my cats, I didn't know what they're doing. Anyway, you don't want to give them anything cooked, vegetables or anything like that. They can have baby carrots, cabbage, lettuce, apples, but you don't want to give them too much of it. Too much of it will just give them diarrhea. You don't want to give it to them every day. You can give it to them like every other day or twice a week or something like that. Maybe on a Monday and then on a Friday. Just have some days in between to where they don't get anything but feed. You can also give them a little bit of hay, but still don't give it to them every day. Now, if they get too much vitamins out of this stuff, out of the carrots and the lettuce and the apples and cabbage that you give them, their urine can turn yellow. It could be kind of a orange color, kind of like not really of an orange juice color, just kind of a orange, just an orange color, kind of bright. That means they're getting too much vitamins, and that's not good for them. You want to cut back on giving it to them until their urine goes back normal color. Now, breeding age. You do not want to breed your rabbit too soon. You do not want to breed them before they are 6.5 months old. If you do breed them before they are 6.5 months old, it can mess up the female rabbit internally. Now, I do know some people that do breed theirs way too early and they say, oh, I have no problems with it. But honestly, I don't like doing it because it can mess them up. I do understand that male rabbits mature more quickly than does do in the whole sex range. Their hormones seem to kick in a little quicker than female rabbits do. You have to remember female rabbits have more to do than just the males. The males can try to start breeding around 3-4 months old, as early as that. Some younger, some younger than 3-4 months old, but still I don't recommend doing it. Still wait until the males are 6.5 months old as well. It's just like their hormones are kicking in, and it's kind of like a female. It's like a teenage boy, is the way I put it. With their hormones kicking in. But definitely don't breed them until they're 6.5 months old. Like I said, the females won't be internally ready, even though she comes in heat before she's 6.5 months old. Still don't do it. Now, touching your babies. First time moms, when you put the hay in their box, whatever you use, for them to make a nest, sometimes they won't make a nest. Sometimes they won't pull hair. Sometimes they'll have them on the wire. Sometimes they'll have them and eat them. And sometimes they'll have them and just pay no mind to them. And sometimes the motherly instincts will kick in and they do fine. They raise all they have the first go around and beyond. But it's very common with first-time moms for them to ignore their babies, have them on the wire, eat them, and that kind of sort. Now, I'm going to get off the subject of talking about first-time moms. This could happen with any rabbit. When your rabbit has their babies and you've bred them more than once and they've never done this, or they have done this and you don't understand why, if they eat their babies, whether it's they eat just a little bit of it, everything but the head, or something in that category, they can sense that something is wrong with that baby and they will eat it. They will also eat their babies if they're not getting enough salt in their feed, which should be on that white tag showing how much salt is in the feed. If they're not getting enough feed, they will eat their if they're not getting enough salt in their feed, they will eat their babies to put the nutrients and vitamins and salt back into their body. touching your babies, whether it be first time moms or not, you kind of want to be careful. I never like to touch mine until they're about 10 to 12 days old, which they should be getting their eyes open by then. Uh, if you do have to touch them, when she just has them or a couple of days later or whatever, to maybe move them and put some more hay in there because it's getting low and you don't want them to be on the wire, not even if it is summertime. Because their feet's so small, it can't go through the wire and get stuck and it can hurt them. But if you have to touch them for, anything like that, to get dead ones out, put some more hay, move them and the mom to a new cage for some sort. You want to get turpentine. You can get it from your local Tractor Supply or Co-op. Some hardware stores has it. Mostly if they sell feed, most of the time they'll have turpentine as well. Now this turpentine, it is a very strong smelling. It is kind of got the texture of baby oil, and you just take your 2 fingers, put it down in your turpentine, dab it around the nest, and put a little bit on the babies, and then put your fingers back in the turpentine and put some on the mama's nose, up under her nose, and on her top lip. She's not gonna like it. She's gonna lick it. She's gonna try to get it off, but it's not gonna hurt her. It hasn't hurt any of mine, and I've been using this for years. Now, you're gonna, if your rabbits are on wire, not something solid, and the bottom of their feet, if they're on wire for a long period of time, like mine are on wire until they die, or we retire them and put them in their own little cage or whatever, but they're still on wire. Now, they will sometimes get a thing called sore hock. Some people know it as sore feet, but when I explain it as sore hock. Now, all this is the wire over time rubs off the fur on the bottom of their feet, exposing skin, and then eventually it will rub it enough until they start bleeding. You do not want this to happen because it can get to where the rabbit cannot stand, and it takes them a very long time to get over this. You can go to your local hardware store or Home Depot and get them to cut you sheetrock in the size of a notebook. Take that sheetrock home, put it in the cage for that rabbit, put it in the corner that it likes to sit in the most, and that rabbit will sit on it. It will have something solid to sit on, and it will, over time, help their feet. If their feet is severe, it will take more time to help heal them. But if it's just started, it won't take that long. I have some sheetrock in with one of my bucks right now because his feet was severely bad when I got him from an auction. He is a full-blooded mini Rex. He is a calico color. And I just went on and put some in there. That way we could heal his feet. His feet are now doing fine. The sheetrock is still in there with him because he likes to lay on it still, and because he's already had sore hock one time, I do not want him to get it again. They will eat on it. It won't hurt them. They'll move it around. Still, it's not going to hurt them. It just kind of gives them something to chew on too. But it works. Make sure you keep it clean. Each night I take and flip his, I get the feces off of it and flip his over, and I just continue that method each night. That is how you cure sore hock. Colds. If your rabbit gets a cold, even if it's in the house, it could get a cold. Even if it's in a barn where no severe wind can get to it, no rain can get to it, it still might get a cold. I am in Alabama, so the weather here changes like you wouldn't even imagine. So I have had some of the hours in the past to get a cold. This is what you do. You get Vicks Chest Vapor Rub. I hope I'm saying that right. But you get Vicks Chest Vapor Rub. Put some on your finger. Put it on their nose, up under their nose, at their nostrils, and on the top of their lip. Again, they're gonna lick it, they're gonna try to get it off, but it's not gonna hurt them. It has never hurt any of mine, and I've been using it for years. Sorry, Facebook popped up. I don't know if that stopped my video, but like I said, I'll repeat myself just in case it did stop my video. I have been using this for colds for years, and it's never hurt any of mine. Yes, sometimes they will die. No, it's not from the vapor rub. It's just the cold's gotten too far. Um, if they get coccidiosis, you can treat them with Corid. I recommend you treat your rabbits with Corid at least 3 times a year, the beginning, the middle, and the ending of the year, just to help prevent you from getting coccidiosis. I did not know what it was. We didn't know what it was until years ago. We had some dying from severe diarrhea, and we got it tested, and it came back that they had coccidiosis, and we found out how to treat it with Corid. Just go to your Tractor Supply or Co-op and tell them you need Corid. They might ask what it's for. If you tell them, they might say, oh, you don't need to use it, but it doesn't hurt them. I use it with mine. It's never killed any of mine. And on the back of that Corid bottle, whatever it comes in, here in Alabama, ours comes in like a jug, kind of like a what Clorox would come in, and that kind of jug thing. On the back, it has how much Corid to put to so much water, and how many days to treat them for it. Most of the time, you don't treat them but 3 to 5 days, and it just helps to fight off that disease. And if they have it, if it's not severe, it will sometimes help get them better. My recommendation, if you do get a rabbit with severe diarrhea and it's not coming from their feed, you're not doing anything different. My personal opinion is just go on and put that rabbit out of its misery, because it could be coccidiosis, it could not, it could be some type of disease it got from out of the air, something in that category. You can try to take it to the vet, but most vets around here, I know here in Alabama, won't really do anything with rabbits. So now that covers that. Now, I know a lot of people keep their rabbits on the ground. I don't like to do that. And here are my reasons. Yes, you're going to say, oh, that's how they are naturally out in the wild. Yes, that is how they are naturally out in the wild. That's pretty much all a wild rabbit knows. If you're raising them for meat or just raising them for pets to sell or for yourself, I still do not recommend you put them on the ground, because the ground has got so many diseases, and you want your rabbits healthy as you can keep them. Because you don't know what these rabbits have that are running through the woods. You don't know what they've been eating. You don't know what they walked on. You don't know anything like that. So I recommend do not put them on the ground. I also recommend do not put your rabbits in a clutch, where you have all these type of breeds together, and they're in just this one big old cage, and I don't recommend doing that. I like to keep my rabbits pure. The only thing I have mixed is my meat rabbits, which is California and New Zealand crosses. I only do that because they are both meat rabbits. They are both big rabbits, and it does not hurt them. Most people around here do like their rabbits mixed like that when they are using them for meat, because mixing them like that just makes a better rabbit for meat quality. Now, pet rabbits, I do not mix. I have only mixed one rabbit. I got her from a friend. She's a full-blooded mini Rex, and my friend could not get her to breed. She tried and tried and tried, and it wouldn't breed. And at the time, I didn't have a full-blooded mini Rex buck. All I had was lops and um, dwarfs, Netherland dwarfs. So my friend told me that it was okay to try to breed her with the full-blooded Netherland dwarf buck because we didn't think she would breed. We thought maybe she done bred out or she was just stubborn, but sure enough, I bred her and she took. So I have not bred her since then. You do not want to breed your mini Rex when it is hot because it makes their ears long. Some people say, oh, no, it don't do that. Yeah, it does. My experience, I can breed them through the winter. Their ears come out short. I can breed them when it starts to get hot and they come out with huge, long ears. I personally don't like them with long ears because they do not look right. But that's just my personal opinion. I do not like to keep them together. I don't keep them together. My rabbits are in their own individual cages, and I keep them pure. I won't breed her to the Netherland anymore. I now have a full-blooded mini Rex buck that she will be breeding to when I do breed her back. Um, as far as that, just I like to keep them pure. Um, it's just like I said, my personal opinion. If you mix yours with ever how many you want, that's your business, not mine. I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. I'm just simply giving a little bit of advice, my personal experiences, my what works for me, what don't work for me, uh, what might work for you. What works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me. Everybody's rabbit is different. Everybody is different and has their own opinion about these things. If you are worried about overfeeding your rabbit, don't worry about that. Worry about, if you're worried about overfeeding it and underfeeding it, don't worry about underfeeding it. You want to be worried about overfeeding it more than anything. If you are overfeeding your rabbit and your rabbit gets too fat, it will not breed. What I do is I take a Vienna can, just a normal size Vienna can, wash it out, and that's what my rabbits get. They get 1 scoop of feed in that Vienna can per rabbit. Deer, and I have not had no trouble with them being underweight or overweight or anything in that category. During the winter, you can give them a little bit extra. That way they can nibble on it throughout the day, keep their body heat up, and stuff like that. So I see nothing wrong with giving them a little bit extra during the winter. During the summer, it is okay for them to drop a pound or two, maybe 3 or 4, depending on what they started out at. Because it is hot, they're not going to eat as much. During the summertime, like now, it's hot. It's reaching 95 and up here in Alabama already, and it's not even July. I can feed my rabbits, and I will go back up there the next night to feed them, and they will still have food left, so they get nothing that night. They have to eat all that food, and they're not going to eat when it's severely hot. I feed my rabbits 1 time a day. Some people feed theirs 2 or 3. I don't recommend that. I feed them once a day around 6 or 6:30. And you say, well, they always act hungry. It's a rabbit. They will eat and eat and eat until they can't eat no more. If you feed them and they eat it and they still act hungry, then they know you will probably give them more. Don't do that. I feed mine, like I said, once a day. And sometimes my bucks do it more than my does. They will act like they're starving to death, even though I just fed them. I just ignore it and keep on going about my routine up there. That's really all I can think of. Don't bathe your rabbit. Do not bathe your rabbit. A rabbit is a clean animal. they do not like to sit in their own feces. So if you do have them in a cage like you would put a ferret in, or on a wooden bottom that's outside, and they're on the wood, I do not recommend you leave their feces in there with them for a long period of time. Clean it out as it needs it. Don't let it pile up. Uh, they can get an upper respiratory infection from the smell. Uh, and you don't want that because that is fatal. It can be cured from like a vet with the right vaccinations, but like I said, here in Alabama, our vets really don't have anything to do with rabbits. I don't know where you guys are from, so wherever you're at is probably different from where I'm at. So that's really all I can think of. Don't bathe them. If they do get dirty for some reason, take you a baby wipe and just wipe them down, but do not bathe them. It will send them into shock. I've had a few people to tell me, "Oh, I should have listened to you because I bathed my rabbit and it went into shock and it died." So, and they hadn't had that rabbit very long either. This happened to one of the people that my boyfriend works with. His wife decided to bathe their rabbit and it sent him into shock and he died. And he was telling me about it, a few days before, about his co-worker, his wife was wanting to bathe the rabbit. So what I thought about it, what I would do, and I immediately said, no, don't do it. It will send them into shock. And he told the guy, and his wife did it anyway. And that's what happened. It sent him into shock. They couldn't get him to the vet clinic in time or whatever, and it died. Even if they did get it to the clinic in time, I don't. Sorry, Facebook again. If they would have got it to the clinic in time, I don't think it would have lived. I don't know if there is anything a vet clinic can do with a rabbit going into shock. I don't know, but I was not asked to make this video. I volunteered myself. I hope this helps y'all out. Like I said, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. If you do any of this completely different, or in the ways that I say don't do it, don't take it personally. It's just my personal experience and my thoughts on it. I'm sorry for the late video. It was supposed to be posted. I was supposed to make it and post it a few days ago, but we have a quail farm and we've got quail hatching, so it's kind of been a busy week. If I did not mention something in this video that you want to know, leave it in the comments. I will answer it the best way I know how. If I do know about it, I will answer it. If it's something that needs a little bit more explaining, I'll do a video on it and I'll tag you in it. If it's something simple, I still might make a video on it just to explain it a little bit better. If you ask me something that I don't know, I'll give you my personal opinion, but I will also say, here's my personal opinion, but I don't know. Find out, find somebody who knows about this thing, because I honestly, personally don't, but here's my opinion for it. Now, no rude comments. I'm not here to, I'm not here to read rude comments about this video. If you do leave a rude comment, I will remove it. If you message me with something rude, even though you say you're not trying to be rude, I will delete the message in my inbox and I will block you. Like I said, I really hope this helps y'all out. I have enjoyed making this video. I like to teach people about rabbits and about what I know and about the things that I do. and about what works for me and what don't. And I like I said, I really enjoy doing it. If you want a tour of the farm, let me know. Um, we really don't have a big farm right now. We are working on it, but that's really all I can think of. And thank you guys so much. And you have a really good day. Bye.